What's up, Kate? Um, that is a quite interesting set of emotes you have there. You hitting the screen and sliding down, impressive. It took me a second to figure out what it was. I had to enlarge it to figure it out. And then there's duck butt, which is, I mean, just always funny. I just realized I don't have a drink. Give me a second. Jimmy, how much juice you got on your tab? 58. Okay. Sipping the tea. Vomiting rainbows. We've all been there. Painting. And realizing that you locked yourself in a freezer without a jacket on. That's what I interpret the last one as. Good game. Well, I am exhausted today again. Another long day. Very happy it's Friday. Tomorrow is Clean the House and Cars Day, followed by the AFC NFC Championship for foosball. And then we start it all over again on Monday. So exciting. Next week, though, Kate, your project's coming out, I believe. So that's going to be fun. I get to turn the lights off in here and show blacklight reactive stuff. Got to use new laminator today to cover the. I saw the canvas-esque bookmarks, including Spawn and others. What up, Prue? I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate social media. Yeah, I get it. I'm a Twitch streamer and a YouTube streamer. But boy, do I hate social media. I never comment. I rarely heart. I just don't want to engage. It's awful. Considering my job is, I hate social media. I don't know. So, today is exactly like yesterday. I have exactly the same stuff today as I had yesterday. Actually, I have less things than I had yesterday because the last super break that's not part of a There Will Be Blood was sold. I somehow ran out of glass cleaner. I'm gonna have to do it the bad way. They say never use this stuff on your glasses, but I don't listen. It's like literally the worst thing you could do to treated lenses. But I find needing to see is more important. Plus, I'm due for new ones soon. As a matter of fact, I think I'm due for new ones February. Good enough. Oi! Let's see. What happened over the last 24 hours that is worth mention? That I'm allowed to mention? Nothing. Oh, Hellbolt! ¿Qué pasó, hermano? Oh, Hellbolt, man, we missed you. I got to live vicariously through you. I got to take a trip to Japan through my dear friend's photos. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. So now that you're here and you're a typing wizard, you are going to have to tell us what your absolute favorite thing you did and saw in Japan was. We are going to turn this into the Hellbolt show.
I could actually play drums, but on mobile.
Yeah. It's good practice for Sunday. He's got his second lesson on Sunday. The 3D cat and being on the intersection, that's got me through 20 to 24. What up, T-Bone? Yeah, the 3D cat that is on the screen that is on the corner of that building, those, what they're doing with those LED screens is unbelievable. They have one in Times Square, but it's not nearly as good. And I think they have one in Vegas, but Kate will be able to tell me. I know Vegas has the whatever that bubble is, dome, sphere, whatever sphere. But I think before they had the sphere, they also had a three-dimensional light on one of the streets. Maybe it was Fremont? I don't know. What up, Chef?
And I also have heavy metal drums.
Good.
That sound like that they have three bass pedals, and they that sound very cool, and it really just sounds so fun to use. It's like with like a skull in the middle of the snare. It's like it sounds like this.
I hear it. The live camera was amazing. I got a picture being on the live camera. It was so amazing. The food was amazing. Food comas. Good, Chef. Get them. I would love to go to Japan. I'm respectful of the Japanese culture. I really love the Japanese culture. I don't think I could live there though. I'm too much of a jerk. And I'm not naturally a jerk. But roughly 38 of my 44 years have led me to become a jerk. And you're supposed to be better than how you are treated, but I am too old to fight, so I'm just a jerk now. I used to actually be very polite, very nice. I used to have impeccable English manners. I got jaded and stopped caring about 20 years ago. That's how I ended up how I am. So Japan and I probably wouldn't get along for a long period of time. So Hellbolt, what was the best thing you ate in Japan? We know your favorite spot. We know the food was amazing. What was the best meal you had? And you can't cop out and just say ramen or sushi. You have to describe it. We need to know. Chef says, I'm naturally a jackhole. I work real hard at being nice and polite. Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm actually a good person, but I'm just so jaded and so beaten down by life that I just don't care, so I'm a jerk now. I found, and honestly, the last 10 years of being an American has proven, the bigger jerk you are and the more you steal from other people and the less kind you are, the further you will get in life in America. It's really hard for me to do that though, because I'm honest about everything I do. So the stealing part I can't do, but I'm trying to lean into the being a jerk and just being an ignoramus, and seeing if that improves my situation. Because being nice hasn't worked at all.
Next one.
A good person, just naturally a jackhole. It has to be the meat platter I got to eat lamb for the very first time. I sent you that picture. I did see that. Yes, that looked amazing. I actually showed that to Mrs. the Breaker. Mrs. the Breaker is not adventurous when it comes to food, and she was even like, whoa, okay, that's a lot. Shiro no Odirigugugu in Japan. I want to try fugu. That's the only I have eaten so many animals.
Wait, Daddy, fugu. We have Takis. The fugu ones.
That's fuego, buddy.
Oh yeah, same thing.
Very different, but close. I've tried to eat every animal I could legally eat. Kangaroo, snake, shark, camel, horse,
Wait,
chicken. I'm pretty sure I've eaten cats and dogs because I've eaten Chinese food my whole life, and a couple of the places that I've eaten Chinese food in Buffalo were shut down for serving cat and dog. So I'm fairly certain I unintentionally have eaten a cat and a dog. I'm not lying. It's not a bit. I'm dead serious. They were shut down. I've had gator, emu, ostrich. Ostrich is not good. Neither is kangaroo.
Oh, you just
Horse is
got
great.
dangled.
What up, Dangle? I ate horse in the Middle East because they eat horse in Middle East. Horse meat is a big delicacy out there. I've eaten goat, duck, goose. I haven't had a swan.
Okay, so what's this one? This one is.
I want to try sandhill crane. Sandhill crane is called the ribeye of the sky. I'm down for that. Obviously, pig, cow. I've had ox. I've eaten oxtail. Fugu, which is pufferfish, I have not eaten. I've eaten urchin, all the crustaceans. I'm dying to eat fugu, which is funny because fugu can kill you if it's not prepped right. But there's only, I think, 2 places in America that have a license to serve it. and it's like $100 a plate. All in all, with hotel, flight, and everything, it was 2500. But seeing a panda bear at the Ueno Zoo was definitely my favorite thing. I went out and did the zoo, and it was only 600 yen to do. Nice, that's like $5. 2500 is amazing, dude. That is, you got a great deal. You did a lot. You got a hotel and a flight, and it was 20. That's amazing, Hellbolt. You did great. You should share the eight, unless you did it yourself. I would share the agency with everyone because that is a phenomenal deal. I want to go to Japan for a sumo basho, even if it's just one day. Oh yeah. You Expedia it? Wow, that's awesome. You did do it yourself. So I gotta ask you, which the weapons museum that have all those fantasy type weapons in them? Where was that? That is cool. Expedia is the go-to for packages. Now I know. Oh, I want to go on vacation. I want to go to Australia because it looks beautiful. I heard the people are very nice. Every Australian I've ever met was nice. In 1999, when I was in the Navy, I was in Bahrain, and I stumbled upon some Australian naval sailors, which led to a drinking competition because they said no American could outdrink them. I'm not going to say they were wrong. I'm going to say it was a tie. They asked us, they challenged us and said because they challenged, we got to pick the booze. I am a right pain, so I chose white Zambuca. And they were like, you are a disgusting savage. And I said, thank you. Hellbolt says the best tip is leave on a Thursday, come back on a Thursday. Always the cheapest, and was cheaper to go 13 days than it was to 8. That's good information. There you go. We drank the bar was called Barnaby Joe's. It was inside of a hotel. We drank them out of white Zambuca. Literally. Bottles of it. We went through, the 7 of us. So nobody won. And it was awesome because they just told us stories of going around the Southeast Asia and all the cool things that they saw. And the Australian Navy is way cooler than the American Navy. It was rough out drinking a British subsailor in Scotland. Yeah. Yeah, well, the Brits and I believe the Aussies have a beer ration. They actually have booze on their ship. Americans, we don't. You can have booze in the storage if you are transporting it from out of the country into the U.S. You're allowed to have, at the time, it was 4 liters. I can't remember. It was either 2 or 4 liters you could import duty-free if you were a sailor. So we would get all the non-drinking guys and girls, and we would have them stow it for us. And then we would have like a case of Spanish wine when we got home. That was a lot of fun. We did definitely, absolutely break into the storage and steal a couple of bottles of wine underway one time. We got hammered. It was when we were off duty. It was great. We were at sea. It was like our third week at sea after coming out of Spain. So all of our tolerance was off, and we just cracked open a bottle, and me and two guys killed one, and we were hammered off a bottle of wine. Junior enlisted in cans, senior enlisted kegs, liquor cabinet on board the HMS Vanguard. Paul Moistland! What's up, buddy? Hey, Paul, do you know how awesome your wife is? I just want you to know she came and hang out with us, and man, she's awesome. I don't know if you know that. And so I showed her that I had found the begonia she was looking for on Etsy, and I couldn't remember if I sent you the link or not. I wasn't sure because I was in a frayed state of mind at the time that I found the begonia on Etsy. So I need to ask, did I ever send it to you, or did I find it and then promptly pass out? Because it's one of those two options. I don't believe there is a third. Begonia escargot with an ice thing? It had I passed, I found it, and I showed it to her, and she's like, oh, I found one on Etsy. I was like, damn it, it's the one I found. And I could have been the hero, but I was stoned. All right. Well, I want you to know I did the work, and I showed her my history. I actually pulled up, get this, Paul. I dare you to do this. I pulled up my Google history and thumbed through it to show her that I looked it up on the 12th. I dare you to put your Google history on screen and thumb through it to the 12th. She bought 3 of them. Good. They were dead ringers for the ones she had. They looked like clones. Oy. So, Paul, I got a question for you. I'm supposed to do this off air. Yeah, I don't care. What are you doing February 19th? I was screaming at Mitch, no, dude, no, not the search history. I got nothing to hide. My search history, I can thumb through it right now. There's nothing on my search history that I can't show anybody. I don't use my phone for dumb stuff. I am well aware of who and what has access to my phone, and I won't do anything stupid on my phone. My computer, I should probably rig for explosives soon, because some of the things that I have written on my computer are probably not legal. Definitely put me on a list. Hey, what's up, Amy? There she is. How you doing? Yep, I think, again, hold on, I'll tell you. Let me go to history. It's gossip columns. Supercharged There Will Be Blood. Me making sure Remarkable was good. Here, look at it. I'm not, again, I've literally, I can literally show you Disney Plus, Whiskey, Archer, looking up photo bombs, 11-year-old Los Angeles kid, Wolverine's best looks, Balenciaga, tracking a package. Yeah. Secret Closeted Life. This is actually a really good article. Listen, this movie about Pee Wee Herman is going to be phenomenal. It was just at Sundance. Every one of you are going to want to watch this film. It is 205 minutes long. Yeah, it's longer than The Lord of the Rings. It is longer than The Lord of the Rings. What up, Money Mitch? But yeah, there is, so when apparently apparently Paul Rubens had been fighting cancer for 6 years before he died, but didn't tell anybody. And during those 6 years, he invited a film crew in to basically tell his side of his story in his entire life. And he had to give up some creative control. But otherwise he got his message out. And the best edit they could come up with was 205 minutes long. That's 3 hours and 25 minutes. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Oh, I know, me too. I was a huge Pee Wee fan. I had absolutely no idea that he was gay. And not that it would have changed my love for him. That he was, and they talk about in the film, he was openly gay until he started getting famous, and then he closeted himself for decades to protect his character, Pee Wee Herman. I know, right? Money Mitch is what I'm saying. I never knew. I knew he played gay characters frequently when he wasn't Pee Wee Herman. I thought he was great at them. I mean, stunned to find out that and it's sad, and here's what it really is. It's sad. This is the truth behind it. It's sad, truly heartbreaking that he had to go in the closet for decades to protect his character and to stay in the public eye. That's horrible. You should be allowed to be you. And that's why it was kind of shocking to me, because I'd seen everything he did. Right? Exactly. Dangle. That's what I'm saying. I hate to spoil the biography, but I was stunned. I was like, wait, no, that's what got me to read the article. The title of the article was The Big Closeted Life of Pee Wee Herman. I was like, wait a minute, what? But it is heartbreaking. Like and it's the last article I read before I got live. My heart hurts to read that. Yes, Cassandra Peterson was one of his best friends. And Cassandra, who is also a member of the LGBTQ plus community, she is currently living with her female fiance, I believe. And I love Cassandra. Elvira is one of my first movie crushes. True story. That was their thing. That's why they were so close. Now the difference is Cassandra, and she talks about this in her autobiography, which is brilliant if you want to read it. It's also, she had a rough life, man. The things that she had to go through to be famous is, again, heartbreaking. But she knew that she knew to a degree, but she didn't act on it until later, until her 60s. But her and Paul had that in common, and they were the best friends. She was his beard, for lack of a better term. And that's why he would always be very playful and handsy around her in public appearances. He could make the boob jokes and go near her when no other men were allowed to. One of the things that Cassandra Peterson was known for, especially as the Elvira character, is you couldn't touch her. You would try to get close to her, you try to make comments, and she'd be very flippant and come back to you. And you couldn't So like she's awesome. But Paul Rubens was one of the few people that could walk up and like biff her boob, and it would be funny. And it makes so much sense now. Pee Wee was one of those characters that either loved him or hated him. There was really no middle ground. I agree, Dangle. I happen to love him. I thought it was great. Chef says, it took my student 4 months before they figured out I was straight. I had even gone to school football games with a person of the opposite gender. Paul says, you got to admire her girlfriend's willpower not to scream to the world, I'm dating Elvira. I know, right? Every sane man or woman would do that. Paul says, well, I've had my hand on her waist. You're English. You're allowed to do things that, listen, man, I have a bone to pick with you in England. Over here in the States, and Amy Jo, forgive me, but you already know. Your accent, Paul. Now, let's ignore that you are devilishly handsome, Paul. Let's ignore that you are phenomenally talented. 'Cause you need none of those with your English accent, Paul. And I know this because as I've toured the United States in my youth as a bachelor, I could never compete with an English accent if it was between the two of us. You cheat. It's not fair. I walk around talking like that. I look like a buffoon. You do it, and it's charming. Paul. Just saying. Amy's like, yeah, it's true. Yeah. Listen, it's yeah, man. His show was great as a kid. Also, as an adult, seeing it through a different lens. Absolutely, Money Mitch. Dangle says, Chef, I'm not one of your students, but I'm still trying to figure it out. Amy's like, it is true. I can hear Amy cackling in the other room. See, I don't lie. And Paul, again, you are. Listen, I'm not saying this to say this. You're a good-looking dude. Like, you are a handsome man. You can give one of those devilish side eyes, and the way your eyes sparkle make me question my life decisions. And you're very talented, which goes without saying. But the English accent is just not fair. Like, you can't compete with that. Can't compete with that. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to show you something here. Moneybench says, oh, come on, DC. How did the accent make you feel when you met Ewan McGregor? My nipples could cut glass. When I met Ewan McGregor, I mean, I'm glad there was a 6-foot table between us. And the fact that he, commented on how much he appreciated my mustache. And that's not an English accent. By the way, that's a Scottish accent. So I need to, on behalf of Paul, I need to clarify that that is a Scottish accent, which is different, but still beautiful. Chef says, I am perfectly fine with people having that difficulty. That means free drinks. Chef, amen to that, bro. God gracious. Let me show you something real quick. I gotta show you something. Something you really need to see, everybody. You see that? Now, if it was Henry Cavill, listen, Mrs. The Breaker loves Henry. And if Henry was ever like, hey, I'd be like, Mr. Cavill, please take my wife. I'd put on a roach horsey costume. I'd put on a roach costume and stand on the roof of a cottage. Oh, let's not talk about Henry Cavill. God, he is a hunk of man. And he's a nerd, which makes him even hotter. English accents or Lower Scotland. perception. Yeah. Yep. I love accents. I love the Australian accent too. Yes, he is. Yes, he does. Yes, it does. That's the goods. I don't think there's a woman in America, and probably, I mean, less than, probably not less than 25% of men that would agree with you. Henry Cavill's just all that and a bag of chips, and I mean it in the English sense, with a little bit of malted cider vinegar. Yeah. Dangle, he just bought that literally 2 minutes ago. I could watch Henry Cavill put together a gaming PC over and over again. I have. I have, even when he screwed up the pins on his processor and had to get a second one. And the way he looked at the camera was like, yeah, I screwed that up. That was great. Yeah. Yep. Melissa and I have seen everything that he has done. I saw him in The Tudors, and watching him on The Tudors, I was like, this dude is gonna be so big if he comes over to the US. It's game over for all leading men. And sure as my crap stinks, that dude came over and it was game over for leading men in America. You said scuba. Oh, I wasn't even reading. I'm sorry, Dangle. We gotta find scuba. This is a family show. I better not describe Henry Cavill fantasies. Does it involve a motorcycle and a cigar and a wife beater? No. The Cavalrine. Yep. Yep. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry, how was he not James Bond again? I heard he bombed his interview, but why didn't they just give it to him later? It's all about sword grips in The Witcher. I'll leave it at that. His silver sword or his steel one? The one when he's fighting demons or the one when he's fighting people? The chef's like, thanks, Paul. I just choked on my pills. Paul's like, both. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh, Henry. Has me thinking. Hey, there you go. If you want a Henry Cavill autograph JSA, it's only $190 or best offer. That's not a bad price for the Cavalrine autograph. You're welcome, everybody. I get Tree Pity. Tree Pity. My best offer. That's actually pretty cheap. His other stuff goes really expensive certified. Terrible signature though. Not impressed. Man from Uncle was phenomenal. I loved that. I just wish that Army Hammer didn't have his meltdown. The problem with listen, the thing with Army Hammer, I'm not defending him. I want to make that very clear up front. So if you're going to clip this, I can tell everyone to just look at 60 seconds before I say the statement. The bad part about Army Hammer's downfall is it happened at the worst moment. What's up, O'Flaragan? How are you doing? O'Flaragan says his older signature is a little bit better, but not by much. Oh, duly noted. People will evolve their signatures. Early, before they're super famous, they tend to have a more realistic signature because it takes time. As they get super famous, they will switch it to a scribble because they have to sign so many of them at a time and they want to get it done as fast as possible. John Travolta is a great example of that. John, in his early years, had a really distinct John Travolta signature. And then later, it was a J, a T with some squiggles. I would see him at the beginning of a signing period and the signatures at the end of a signing period, and they were stark differences. But the thing about Army Hammer's downfall is yes, it was bad. I agree, O'Flaragan. What he did and what he said was bad. And again, I'm not defending him. No charges were pressed because they didn't have enough evidence. Not defending him. But it happened during the Me Too movement. Again, not belittling the movement. Not defending him. His downfall was so harsh and so fierce because it happened at the absolute worst time. If you look back, you will see that it lines up perfectly with like the worst case scenario. At the time, he was one of the bigger up and coming actors, establishing himself in many big things, was recovering from the flop that was the movie he did with Johnny Depp, The Lone Ranger. He was doing Man from Uncle. He was doing a lot of really great work. And then the allegations came out right during the Me Too movement, and he became him and the I'm not even gonna say his name, the jerk that owned Miramax. Those two became hand in hand. Now, again, I'm not gonna say his name, but HW, demon, horrible human, like villain, vile human. And Army Hammer had his stuff come to light at the worst time. That timing, I believe, made it worse. Again, not defending him. He did terrible things. Allegedly. But he was definitely more scrutinized because of when it came out. I digress. I don't want to get too much more into it. Oh, Don! What up, Don? All right, you guys better get into this party. Gals, you better get into this party. It's going down. Gentlemen and ladies, it's going down. 2 more left. And then we get cracking. Oh, Flurrigan, by the way, welcome. I am DC. This is DCD Collects. We deal with original art from artists like Paul Maitland, Kevin P. West, Katie Bear Crawford, and many others. Right now, we are doing a thing called There Will Be Blood. It is a white elephant style mystery break that is made up of 2 sealed boxes of 2024 Super Break Supercharged Edition. It's just a fun little thing that we do that's pretty inexpensive, that is definitely a rip-roaring good time. We actually pulled this very article, this Orville Wright signed check out of this product, so we do tend to get the big hits. Oh, Dangle, ye of little faith. And then there were 2. Yeah, if you have time, stick around. It's a lot of fun. Just like in a regular white elephant, there's stealing, there's family-friendly name-calling, Dangle almost always cries. It is a really good time. We have a thing called getting dangled. It's become so prevalent, I turned it into a meme. When somebody steals something from Dangle, it's called getting dangled. And Dangle, actually, more often than not, dangles himself.
Oh, you just got dangled.
But we love Derek. You didn't see a one on the check, so there could be more. That's funny.
A little bottle of water, a little bottle of water, a little bottle of water.
So we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore.
I know, I was watching Archer. Hey, thanks for the follow. Yeah, we are a family-friendly channel. We are an inclusive channel. My 9-year-old Jimmy hangs out with me, right, Jim?
9-year-old.
I said 9-year-old. Booger. Yeah, we have a good time. We have original art breaks that we do with artists that we work with. So it's a very transparent way. DCDcollects.com. If you want to look at the website, listen, you don't have to buy anything to hang out. We do have a private Discord that if you do end up making a purchase, you get invited to our private Discord. That's where a lot of the fun happens. We have a trading post. We have a meme channel. We have general discussion. We have a good time. The artists that do our artwork tend to hang out and be in the chat as well. It's a great way to connect and find out what we're doing. Yeah, if you got time, hang out, have fun. Trust me, it's going to be a lot of fun. Dangle's like, yep, I spend the whole week talking people into ripping me off. Lately, yeah. With that said, DC O'Flarigan is a mod on my channel and a good friend of mine. Oh, goodness gracious, so you're automatically great. What up, Blind Cat? How are you doing? Hey, man, is she listening to you and staying in bed? F no. What does the doctor say about spankings? Are you allowed to spank her for not doing what she's supposed to be doing? What kind of punishment are you allowed to give? Blind Cat's fighting the good fight. He's got to tell a strong, independent woman she's not allowed to do stuff. She said she will die. And I'll have to raise
we're
the
just
kids alone.
done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore.
Hey, man. Oh, buddy. I love you, Blind Cat. I feel you, brother. She wins every time. Yeah, well, it's being married, man. KP. KP, we were just talking about you. We were talking about some of the amazing artists we have and artists that people can run into when hanging out with us. Pamplemousse. All right, where were we? We were getting the last two spots. Then you were not talking about me. We were. It's true, we were. I named you by name. Review the VOD, man. It's there. It's there. Read them and weep. I was talking about great artists, and I said Kevin P. West. So, I mean, you're going to have to deal with it. What up, Sepulros? Hey, nerds and geeks. Yes, we are. It's true. Oh, I'm tired. I need this break to stay awake. This will give me a solid 40 minutes of interaction that will stop me thinking about how tired I am. Paul and spankings. Yes, but separately. We were talking about Paul, but additionally we were talking about spanking Kate, or more specifically, not we, Blind Cat spanking Kate. And apparently she just beats him up when he tries. Or at least that's what I gathered from his minimal response. All right. I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes to fill out the rest of this break. I don't want to get involved in this break, but if it is for the sake of moving things along, I will get a spot, but that's not going to bode well for all of you. No, she just threatens me that she would make me raise the kids alone, and I don't want to have to do that. She's just like, I'll give up trying and die. And he's like, geez, fine. Whatever. Too bad the VA only pays once a month. Yeah, I know. Yep, pretty much. Kids probably don't either. Yeah. Working on something, give me a couple of minutes. What's a minute? Oh, Dangle. Karate Combat is live right now. If you go to YouTube and X Karate Combat, they're fighting as we speak. And the thing about Karate Combat, Dangle, is the whole premise is betting your fake free points on the matches. So I don't know if you like gambling, if you're a degen, but it doesn't cost money. You get free points signing up, and I'm not going to give them money. Scuba! What's up, man? Rex Kwando? I don't know what that means. I don't know. Karate Combat is, I kind of dig it. It's different. Well, it's free, so I think I can show you. I'm pretty sure as long as I'm not, if I'm playing a clip, it's different. I don't know. They're too small to sue us, I have a feeling. They'll just send a cease and desist, and I never plan on showing them ever again, so I guess it's not going to matter. We're just going to throw caution into that wind. So karate combat is MMA, but it's not done in a cage. It has Napoleon Dynamite. They fight in a pit, a recessed pit, and there are a lot less rules than in standard MMA. So there's no cage to lean on and get a lot of leverage from. You kind of have to stand up fight, and when it goes to the ground, you only have a small incline to get leverage off of. So it's definitely a different style of fighting. And in addition to standard mixed martial arts, they have just jiu-jitsu bouts, just submission fights, which make it interesting, shows the more technical side of fighting. Close that though. I don't want it taking up my battery. Paul Maitland says, Lordy, the Indian food is making me pass gas like I'm trying to get into orbit. It's a good thing they can't smell through a microphone, am I right? I'd have no fans. Right, Jimmy? How many times do we rip it in here?
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
I am a phantom, so I can turn invisible and I can kill and I can vanish. I'm playing Among Us and I'm the imposter.
Good.
So I can vent anywhere.
I hope you win.
I'm gonna do so I'm gonna sabotage Electro.
Okay.
Vanish.
Or move the planet. What was I reading today about the planet that was interesting? Oh! Anybody hear about the giant iceberg that's headed for, that broke off of Antarctica? And is headed for some island that emperor penguins live on? And they say that this single iceberg is big enough to, like, desalinize the water that it melts in to the point where it will take, like, months to recover the salinity of the area. Let's just say it's a bit rough on the old dirt road into Delhi. Smell-o-vision would count as a war crime right now. Listen, man, judging by what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, nobody's getting charged with war crimes. So you could do whatever. There's nobody to be held accountable. Not blaming the dogs. I just blame Jimmy when one cracks off and is too loud in the hallway. I was like, Jimmy, what did you do? Right, Jim, I blame you? Yes. I do, yep, I absolutely do. If it echoes down the hallway when we're walking, Jimmy, how dare you? You know, I have a public image to uphold. It's not a good one, but it's a public image nonetheless. Dangle says, give me a few minutes, I'm working on something. Let's see what Dangle's working on. Far too bad to be a dog. Boy, that's rough. I've had some dogs that had some toots. I would say the worst toot I've ever had from a dog was a Chinese crested. The toot smelled as ugly as the dog was. And the dog was ugly. Typically yearly when they do the ugliest dog awards, like 8 times out of the last 10 years, it is something mixed with a Chinese crested. For those who don't know what a Chinese crested is, ooh, you know what? Let me do that. Let me do that not live. I learned my lesson. All right, can I show? I can. Safe. These are Chinese crested. If you get it right, they're a good-looking dog. If you get it wrong, they're horrifying. Case in point. It's a Lovecraftian nightmare. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Yeah, brutal. I owned a Chinese crested. Briefly. She was sick. She didn't make it. A little district attorney visit this afternoon. I had my meeting with the DA earlier. I have another one next month. You know, Scuba, that's exactly what I said. Nice. I texted him the same thing. So, full disclosure, I bit the side of my tongue today. And I wasn't even eating anything particularly good, which made me even more angry. Like, I'm okay with biting my tongue if I'm eating something delicious, and then I just like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's so good. But I was eating something awful. That wasn't even good for me. That didn't even taste good. And I bit my tongue, and I'm like, wow, this is just the lowest of the low. Not only am I eating garbage, I hurt myself doing it. That's the worst. Like, if you bite your tongue and you're eating like a succulent Chinese meal, it's okay because you're eating a fine succulent Chinese meal. But if you bite your tongue eating like a dry cupcake, not as pleasant. Not as pleasant. Oh, by the way, for those who don't watch what they do in the shadows, what we do in the shadows, first of all, why aren't you watching the show? It just ended. The series is done. They finished it. It's Democracy Manifest. Paul gets it. That guy died last year. Sad. He was amazing. May or may not have been a con man. Doesn't matter. The guy was great. What are you arresting me for? Eating a meal? Eating a succulent Chinese meal? Matt Berry, his character Laszlo, actually lifts that line for one of the last episodes of the season. He's got to infiltrate a shoot, and he dresses up as the craft services guy, and he's like, "How would you let me get you a succulent Chinese meal?" And I did a spit take because I was mid-drink, unfortunately, covered my monitor and keyboard in sparkling water, and hurt myself laughing. I had to stop and rewind because I missed a solid 45 seconds of the show while I was gasping for air and choking on and dry drowning, basically, because Matt Berry dropped a succulent Chinese meal Easter egg. If you all don't know Democracy Manifest, it is arguably one of the funniest news-based videos on the planet. It's about 15 years old, 20 years old. I'm trying to think if I can play it. He says penis, but he says the clinical term penis. I don't think he swears. You know your judo well. Yeah, I mean, it's PG-13. I would love to play it. Now, here's what I'll do. I don't think I can play it on this stream. I don't think Doug and Trevor would appreciate it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to link it into our Discord because there's less rules on our Discord. Or at least for me there is. Let's go with, I'm going to put it under memes because it became a meme. I plan a group meal at DragonCon called Democracy Manifest. I did see the clip, Scoobs. I also lived it. Mrs. the Breaker thought it was hilarious. Ugh. No, that's not it. Make sure this is the full video. It is. Okay, this is the one. All right, in the Discord under memes, there is the link to Democracy Manifest. If you haven't seen this video, after I'm done streaming, go watch it. It launched a meme that lasted generations. Now, excuse me a second while I release these Baccaras back into the wild. Oh, poor Paul. Costco brand lemon sparkling water and bourbon is pretty tasty. The one where he told us he hated us. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, the clip where I told you that I hated you. That is the one that he posted. He posted me telling everyone I hated you. Well, considering we need 2 more, I have no idea what you're talking about, Bourbon. Or, I'm sorry, Dangle. I got Ice Wolf, Dangle, Bourbon, done. I guess me, if nobody else wants the other 2. But again, it's not going to be fair if I do it. I can usually feel what's inside stuff. Now, if Jimmy was 13, he could do it for us.
Do what?
Nothing.
Vlog?
Yes. By the power of Grayskull, that potty break was full of regret. Spelled spicy. Why is it spicy? Right, Jimmy? Why is it spicy? Yeah.
What's wrong?
Why is it spicy? Ugh. Eyes are watering. Well, you have to go to the bathroom, bud? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I can give you the keys.
What if I do tell the truth?
Whoops. What's in the box? What's in both boxes? Bourbon's not even here. Ice Wolf is here for as long as he can stay awake.
Jelly was following me, and then Brown was following Jelly.
All right, un más.
Dude, it has to be one of the three. Oh. It's definitely. Who is this talking about? It's him. It was Brown.
All right, last one. Let's go. Let's get it started. I have the overwhelming feeling that we're going to end up with the Brad Pitt. Every time I look at this box, the eyes gravitate toward Brad Pitt for some reason, so I feel like that's going to be it. Nobody got the last spot. Still waiting. I'm just showing the product. Raise your hand if you have this and you're in the chat and your name happens to be green. Oh, bourbon double dipped. Now you're all in big, big trouble. It's probably going to be 8, let's be honest. All right, here we go. All right, folks. Ice Wolf, Dangle, Bourbon, Don, and DC. Let's get going. Bourbon, are you present? Ice Wolf, are you awake? I think Ice Wolf is sleeping. Ice Wolf, for those who don't know, Ice Wolf, Bourbon's here. Ice Wolf is an international gem thief. He steals gems, recuts them, and sells them in other countries. So he really works only at night. So oftentimes he is just burnt out by the time our show is on. So Ice Wolf is a 50-50 chance he's awake. And since I just mentioned it twice and he didn't say anything, I have to believe that he might be sleeping. If Ice Wolf is sleeping, this isn't going to work. Ice Wolf! He did. He said if he falls asleep, somebody will pick for him. So we may have to go that route.
3 imposters, and I'm so scared right now.
All right. I can't be his proxy. Maybe Chef will have to be his proxy. Maybe Chef gets to play after all. Chef, listen. Chef is an elected member of the government. If you can't trust an elected member of your government, who can you trust? Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to play There Will Be Blood. 2 boxes of Supercharged are in front of me. Currently, they are full. Soon, they will be empty. We are going to label each of the packages that are inside of here with their own unique names, and then we are going to play a little white elephant game. Most of you have seen them before, some of you have not. I will give you the rules. So, once everything in the box has been shown, we are going to random everybody's name 7 times on random.org. That is going to set the order for which they are distributed. Now, the first person is going to pick one of the items. The second person can either steal the item from them or pick a different one. An item can only be stolen twice, and you cannot take back from the person who stole from you that particular item. There's no take backsies. If there are more items than there are spaces, it goes in reverse order, which means the last name or 2 on the list gets 2 prizes. Nice. I know. So there are definitely perks to going last. Sometimes it works out in your favor. Other times it sticks you with the item you don't want. So let's get to it. We are going to start with the bulging box just because it's uneven and I can stack it on top of the flat box. Good luck, everybody, especially me. Now, you know that in In all fairness, I will describe everything as good as I possibly can. This is going to be medium Mylar. This is feeling like a Bruce Lee 101. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think it is. Doesn't necessarily mean what it is, though I am danger close on a lot of them. So I'm going to just write what I believe it is on there, and you can choose to believe that or not. I'll put it in parentheses, which means it's silent. Item 2 is a big fat Mylar. Kind of feels like one of those character cards, or one of those oversized cards. Look at that fatty.
I knew it, Daddy.
Yeah.
I knew Newmaster and your girl was the last two imposters.
Small, thick Mylar. Kind of feels like an 1800. Oh no. This is another medium Mylar. Just feels like a medium Mylar. We'll just call that medium Mylar too. Really doesn't feel like anything in particular. And of course, there's a fifth item, 'cause why not? Why not have 5 items in a box that's only supposed to have 3? This feels like a bubble wrapped card. We're going to call this the Bubble Mylar. Yeah, quite possibly 3 people will be getting a bonus item. Boy, bet you wish you were in this now. Oh, children! Oh, I see a red! I see red! This is definitely a graded card. So we'll call this the graded Mylar. Woo! This is a medium heavy Mylar. It definitely feels like a box of cards. But ooh. Do you hear that? Oh, that's different. Oh, this could be interesting. I'm going to put a question mark on the medium heavy Mylar. This might not be what I think it is. It could be Keepsake. It could be Chef. Could be keepsake in my hand. KS. IMH. Yeah. That's a good call. Probably an in my hand. Not a bad get. This is a big, thin Mylar, I guess. I don't know what it is. That one I also don't know. It's a Johnson jersey. I don't know which Johnson. There's a lot of Johnsons. Don't know which one. That's the last item in there. Please be Rob. Please be Rob. Ha ha! Ha ha ha! Lyndon B. Could be. So there we go. We have 6 names. Jack Johnson. Velvet envelope? No velvet envelope. I didn't see a velvet envelope. No, there isn't. All right. Let's find out the order. Looks like DC's in the middle. All right, Dangle, you lead the way. Thin Mylar, is that what your guess is, or is that what you're choosing? You're taking the Johnson? All righty. He's going to start with the Johnson. That means he doesn't actually want it. Bourbon, it's up to you to get this party started. Bubble Mylar. I will go medium Mylar question mark. Done! Thin Mylar is definitely not a 3x5 unless it's in a box. Give me the bubble Mylar. All right, Bourbon, it's up to you again. Small, thick. All right. Chef, you are picking on behalf of Ice Wolf as Ice Wolf is sleeping. What is your first choice? Medium Mylar. Bourbon. Here's where gamesmanship comes in. Go medium heavy. I like in my hand. Bourbon, you got another pick. Medium heavy Mylar. All right, I see what's going on here. I understand, Bourbon. Oh, what do I want to do next? Well, let's see. Is that what I want? Yeah, I will go. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. I'm going to go Big Fin. Chef, on behalf of Ice Wolf. Medium Mylar 2, and there will be blood. Oh, yes, there will be blood. Bourbon, your blood has been spilled. What are you going to do about it? Big Thin Mylar. He is going with the I want DC to burn through everything. Then I am gonna go with Graded Mylar. All right, Don. Don, you can end it or you can cause chaos. What do you choose? Big Fat Mile. You're not big and fat, Don. You're marvelous. And there it is, folks. Minimum blood in this break. Let me label all the boxes and we'll get to ripping. Where'd my marker go? Boy, that's weird. I thought the Bears fans would choose chaos. Bears fans. All right, medium heavy goes to bourbon. Big thin goes to bourbon. Small thick goes to bourbon. Ice Wolf got the medium. He also got, he got both mediums. Well, that makes it easy. Big Fat goes to Don. Bubble goes to Don. And Dangle ended up with the jersey. Dangle, how did you end up with the jersey? With one pick and the first pick. That's crazy. That's crazy. You took it and kept it. The jersey. All right, Bourbon, you're up first. Oh, graded Mylar. Oh, graded Mylar was me. Bourbon, you got the small thick, the big thin, and the medium heavy. Let go. Good luck, everyone. In my hand. Nice, Jim. I like it. Go Birds. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Then also I have bass guitar too.
Good.
Real bass, not gonna lie, it's a real one.
Oh, wow. This one's nice. Zane Grey. Beyond. That's a big word.
Please, just...
It's number Hundy out of 100. There you go. It's the bookend to infinity and beyond. Jimmy, you love music.
If you guessed it, it was a 7-inch Army.
At least you got the full word. It's true. Small, thick Mylar. I believed it to be 1800. Is it 1800? It is 1800. All right, let's see what nastiness lies in here. Because these have been great. Garfield, MacArthur, Cleveland. Ooh, Harriet Beecher Stowe. OG 1800 doesn't exist anymore. Samuel Clemens. Chuck Dickens. Post. Ulysses S. Grant. All right, here comes the ink. McKinley. Love. Wyatt Earp, man. There's Samuel Clemens. John Adams. Wow, not a single bit of ink in that box. That's strange. But it did have live geese. Big thin Mylar bourbon. Let's see if your final one is the banger. Pieces X Keepsake.
Wally? Wait, hold on.
That's a big old fatty right there. We'll save that for the end. Ho, 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 ho! Washington, Lincoln, and Kennedy. Jimmy, did you just fall? Please be careful. You're the only one I have. I can't have any more.
What is this called?
Whammy bar? Wawa? Yeah, this is a nice one. This makes up for the other box. Pretty much by itself.
Think you can make something with this?
Honorable Slick Willie. America, I want you to know I love you. Thank you for letting me have my indulgences.
Can I just hit the Wally ball? Let me just hit the Wally ball.
It's Vanderbilt with a picture of Vanderbilt.
No.
Vanderbiltception. All right, let's get the fatty out there. Let's Get the fatty. Pieces of the past fatty. Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Wow, a little ancient scroll action. Yes, I'm slurring. The place where I bit my tongue is starting to swell. It is not because of alcohol. I haven't drank today. But my tongue is definitely swelling from all the talking irritating where I bit it. Toyotomi Hideyoshi. The thoughts with Bill Clinton that I can't say here. It all depends on what the definition of is. All right, Bourbon, there you go. 50% of that was good. 50% of that was not. Ice Wolf. Chef, let's see how you did for Ice Wolf. We have medium Mylar, which I think is a Bruce Lee 101. Good luck, everyone, minus Dangle. That's exactly what I thought it was. All right, Bourbon, get back to praying for the Eagles to be the ones to face us in the Super Bowl. There we go. 1 of 1, silver. Medium Mylar 2. This one we're not sure about. Oh, Bellissimo. There we go. With the misspelled box. Barry! What up, Barry? Oh, it's the answer out of 99. That answer. Double relic. Alexander Hamilton. Oh, that's some writing. There it is. There's some Alexander Hamilton. It is the answer. No, the bubble card has not been opened. That's Don's. There's some Alexander Hamilton writing. Don, you are up next. Big Fat Mylar. It's Drake May. Oh, I'm betting you're really happy that it's Drake May. He's the quarterback of the Patriots. Listen, everyone knows I hate the Patriots. I like Drake May. I think Drake May is going to be a great quarterback in the league. They need to draft a line to keep him healthy, and they're only going to get better with him. I really don't have anything bad to say about Drake May. I really don't. All right, Bubble Mylar. And it's, ooh, more bubble. This is a sports keepsake hit pack. Come on, Pittsburgh Steeler, or Pittsburgh Penguin, or Pittsburgh Pirate. Come on, Berg. Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. Neither played for Pittsburgh. 33 out of 99. All right, Dangle. Oh, I'll do mine later. Super Bowl 37 champion, Brad Johnson. You got yourself a Super Bowl winner. Tampa Bay. Let me see my graded card. It's probably, if I know them, that graded card is going to be Tiger Woods. So I guess it's a matter of what Tiger Woods I got. Exactly what we thought that was going to be. It's another one of those Tiger Woods. Oh. And a Magic Johnson. Johnson and Woods. The old 6-9 combo of Johnson and Woods. And that was the blood. It's a Wood Johnson. Oh, it hurts. All right, do not forget, for my art collectors, Remarkable is still available. There's only 9. That's it, just 9 available. Good night, Chef. It's a small run. Okay, I'm caught up. No. Nope. Whoever buys in will get the first. Yeah, Dangle, signed and inscribed and Beckett certified. Can't argue with a Super Bowl champion. Oh, goodness gracious. I have to share something with all of you. Not that.
戻ってきてください、坂本さん。ください、坂本さん。もったいないですよ。体もこんなになっちゃって。こんなに
Yes,
なっ
it's
ちゃっ
in
て。
Japanese. If you enjoy anime, you absolutely need to get in on Sakamoto Days. This is epic. It started as a manga, a monthly release manga. And it has turned into an animated series now. It just launched. Absolutely amazing. I highly recommend watching this. Yes. So, let me tell you what this is about. Sakamoto is the guy with the glasses. He is an assassin. He was the world's best assassin when he was younger. He was lethal, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, never missed. He was the creme de la creme of assassins. And then he met a girl and fell in love with the girl. And the girl said, in order to be with me, you need to never kill anybody ever again for the rest of your life. So he immediately retired from being the world's greatest assassin. But the Assassin's Guild did not like that and are now sending all of the assassins against him and his family. He is older now. He is fatter now. He has a kid and a wife. And he runs a convenience store. This show is great. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. It's brand new. The 3rd episode hasn't dropped yet. Listen to me, folks. Listen to me. I don't steer you wrong. I do my best. I do my best to make sure that I never steer you wrong. I am giving you a tidbit. Now, we Americans are behind Japan when it comes to manga and anime. But from an American standpoint, you can get in on the ground floor if you start watching now, and you don't have to tell anybody I told you. Watch this anime. It's amazing. Oh, Scoobs, dude, listen. I told you, brother, heartworms are not what they were 30 years ago for dogs. I knew it, dude. And again, that dog is getting top of the line care because of what it's being trained for. So they caught it literally as early as they could. Scoobs, I never had a concern, buddy. Never had a concern. Never had a concern. I knew. As soon as you said they caught it, I knew it was going to be fine, buddy. I have the utmost faith. Those dogs that are trained for special purposes are the healthiest dogs on the planet and are receiving the best care that they can get. I know that for a fact because I've known plenty of people that have had them. And yeah, those are the most well taken care of dogs on the planet. And then it's up to you to keep it going. But yeah, that is great news. Sakamoto Days. I'll show you again. Sakamoto Days. You need to watch it. It is great. It is really good. It is done very well. There is violence. There is smoking and obviously murder. But that is, I'm letting you in on the ground floor of that one, folks. It is awesome. I know, right? One of the characters smokes cigarettes. Not the main character. Well, actually, yeah, he does in the opening scene. He does smoke, but he quit smoking when he got married. So yeah, they're smoking. All right, that was it. That was my freebie. That was my, you'll thank me. You will thank me when you watch it. The premise is brilliant. The execution is brilliant. They're short episodes. And apparently the source material is extremely popular in Japan. And they have I think 4 years worth of material to do too. Yeah, no, they're good dogs, man. They are. They are bred for their temperament. All right, folks, that's a wrap on the week. Next week, in addition to Remarkable, we are going to have Katie Bears. Katie After Dark. That is going to be a lot of fun. Sumo ends tomorrow, so I'm going to bring you there today. Today is day 14 of 15. By tomorrow, we could see somebody who could be up for the next Yokozuna. Now, take care of yourselves and each other so we can do this again next week. You're going to want to be here for Kate. Kate's stuff is great. You're going to want it. Let's get it done. Have a good weekend. I hope all of you are safe this weekend. And without a doubt, fun. Have a fun weekend. Take care. I love you. And go Bills.